are sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, God. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy, God. Deepest joy is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces on this beautiful, cold December morning. It's so wonderful to see all of you. I'm Sarah Benson, and this is Doug and Liliane and Kay. So we got singers today. Yay! Yay. All right.
Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me, pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, sing your joy in me, sing your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, sing your joy in me, sing your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Whoa, wonderful Spirit.
Beautiful. Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to the Center for Spiritual Living here in the heart of Las Cruces. I'm Reverend Bonnie, the community spiritual leader. Yay for the music this morning. We have all our musicians. We have all our practitioners in the room. It's an amazing morning. Wonderful. I want to welcome people who are visiting for the first time. I'm glad you found your way to us. And I think there are gift bags, packets. I think somebody already gave them to you, so we're good. And be sure to check out the bookstore. There's a certificate in there, so you get a discount in the bookstore. I got the class certificates from whence we came, but Sarah, I think you're the only one here from the class. Oh, wait, no, Carrie. Carrie and Sarah, come forward and get your certificates.
I think we should get 2 certificates for this class.
They did really good. Talk to them about it. Right now we're doing it again, and some of them are sitting in for the second time through because the reading was so in depth, and we have one more person we're pulling through the class. So good job, y'all, and Judy, thank you for hosting the retake. So if you're interested, I think you're pretty far in now, right? How many weeks in are you? Okay, yeah, they're halfway through. But classes are fabulous, even if it is a lot of work. It's a great way to get to know people and to deepen in your understanding of this teaching. So good job, you two. Yay. Oh. Back to the middle. We get to, yeah, we'll get you in the newsletter. We'll just, yay. There we go. Just take a picture, we can zoom in. Yay, thank you so much, wonderful. And I wanted to make a correction to my talk from last week. I was looking, I mentioned there are different calendars that put things at different times of the year. Hanukkah actually this year is December 7th through the 15th. So I had the wrong dates. I just wanted to acknowledge we are in the middle of Hanukkah right now. And so to all of those who celebrate, happy Hanukkah as we move through it. Oh, okay, so the Hanukkah celebration and the lighting of the menorah will be down at the plaza tonight. Yay. So I just wanted to correct that. Once again, I want to encourage you. I know it's the end of the year, but maybe as we move into the beginning, you'll think about looking at some of the ideas that have come through the visioning and the community meeting groups of things that people wanted and saw possibly happening here. But believe it or not, I can't do it all. Judy in the office can't do it all, so you all need to read what's on the bulletin board, the different ideas, and if something calls to you, grab it and we'll work together. I'll support you in getting that off the ground and moving and a part of what we do here. Our board meeting has changed its meeting time once again. It was going to be this week. It is now, and I wanted to make sure you heard this, next Tuesday the 19th at 11. It's to accommodate some folks that have company out of town right now. And we have made other changes to the times that we're meeting as a community on Sunday morning. So please, we got to get this in the hopper. This year, Christmas Eve is on Sunday. So we will have a joint service with Unity at 10 o'clock. We split the time, so we're coming back and they're going forward. 10 o'clock, Christmas Eve day morning will be our Christmas Eve service. No service that night. And then the following Sunday is our New Year's Eve day, World Day of Prayer for Peace. And Doug spearheads that for us every year. And that's at 5 a.m. Once you get here, it's fabulous. We're talking about Zooming. So if you can and need to just get right up in bed and sit there and Zoom with us, you can do that as well. Use the same login as Sunday morning. So you can do that at 5 a.m. or join us here. If you come here, we go out to breakfast at the Village Inn afterward. So that's the only reason he gets here. And then we will join Unity, since both of us will be here at 5 a.m. We'll do a 9 o'clock service, burning bowl at 9 o'clock that Sunday morning as our main service that Sunday so that we're not dragging it through the whole day. I will sit here and make sure that if anybody comes to the door at 11, there's someone to greet them. So, but the main thing is 9 o'clock Burning Bowl that morning. So we've got 2 Sundays at the end of this month that are meeting at different times. No, Burning Bowl is a different thing. January 7th, we will go back to our usual time, meeting here at 11 with a meditation at 10:30. So now I'm going to turn this over to our practitioner in service, Tina.
I need you one more minute.
Oh, all right.
The practitioner and board are pretty excited to acknowledge that Bonnie has been here 9 years, 7 years, 12 years, 25 years. What does it feel like?
Forever.
That's what I thought.
Since 2012.
Yes. So we want you to know how much we love you
Oh,
and what an inspiration you've been to all of us.
you made me cry.
Me too. So, well, if you thought you were going to cry then, wait until I read you this.
No.
Happy 9th year anniversary of your installation as the minister of CSL in the heart of Las Cruces. We are so very grateful for your loving leadership, your words of wisdom, your humble and open heart. Blessings from the CSL in the heart of Las Cruces, the practitioners and board members. And here's a little financial gift. Woohoo.
Thank you.
Yes,
Wow, thank you so
thank
much. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Well, my name is Tina Bailey. I am a practitioner here, and I'm delighted to be here on this special Sunday morning with all of you. As you know, prayer is a main tenet of this philosophy, and so you have the practitioners from this community, from the other 3 New Thought communities, and the ministers. We meet once a week and do prayer work with you, and what we really like is to have a lot of prayer requests turned in so that we acknowledge who you are and know that you are this absolute perfect expression of spirit. So please, the prayer requests are in the chair backs, and you can also hit the button on the website that says prayer request, and it goes directly to a practitioner, and we'll pray with you. And then, of course, we respond to feedback. So if you and when you have a demonstration, now I want you to know it may not be what you think it ought to look like, but you will have a demonstration. So we'd like you to tell us about that too. And there are demonstration cards in the chair backs as well. So now it is time for song, silence, and prayer.
Lover of living, come, before, and yet again, come again, come, and yet again, come.
This morning we come together knowing that we are a part of this magnificent energy of Spirit. That Spirit flows through us as peace and love and joy. And the more that we remember that in our connection with each other as we step out into our daily activities, what a difference we make to the world. I see each one of you as this magnificent expression of Spirit. And your glorious smiles just light up the world around you. So I invite you to go out every day, smiling, skipping if you can, and expressing Spirit through your joy, knowing that all is well. My reading for today is from The Science of Mind, page 463. When one separates himself from the divine fire, he becomes an isolated spark. We are strong only when we are united with life. As soon as our consciousness is detached from spiritual wholeness, we can no longer draw from the inexhaustible reservoir of eternal existence. So we become exhausted. There is nothing to fall back upon. Life is one perfect wholeness. The universe is a unit. God is one. It is impossible for man to feel separated from the Spirit without feeling lost and in want. This is why Jesus said he could do anything of himself, but could work only as the currents of divinity ran through his personal mentality. That subtle something which runs through all things, and which we call the thing itself, that energy without which nothing can be energized, that life without which nothing can live, that power without which nothing can move, and that Spirit without which nothing can be, is God. It is only as we live in conscious union with the Spirit and conscientiously let it work through us that we really live. And the practitioners are here this morning to support you in remembering this. So if you have something you'd like a brief treatment on after service, grab one of us with our stoles on, and we'll be glad to give you a mini treatment. We'd love to.
Do you have anything to say about this one?
I hadn't even thought about that. This is a song that I encountered a few years back. Melissa Etheridge actually put out a Christmas album called A New Thought for Christmas, and there were several very appropriate New Thought-oriented songs on there. This is one of them. It's called Light a Light. 'Tis the season of change. The seasons are the contrast, key to life and how it's done. Time to let go of all our past. to come. Write down your excuses, turn them into dust. Plant the seeds of change, water it with trust, and light a light tonight. We light a light. We light a light tonight. We light a light. Now that this time is ending and everyone is here, we light a light this year. 'Tis the season of change. What do we have? What do we have not? What do we need that isn't here? This mindless, numb consuming is driven by a subtle fear. It's time we stop believing that there will not be enough. I know they said it on the TV, so turn it off, break the chains, step outside and feel the love, and light a light tonight. We light a light. We light a light tonight. We light a light. Now that this time is ending and everyone is here, we light a light this year. 'Tis the season of change. Ooh, change. We shall change. We must change. Heaven is inside, it's all around, not just alone. Choose only love. Heaven is inside, it's all around, not just above. Choose only love. 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 Choose love. Choose only love. And light a light tonight. We light a light. 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 'Tis the season of change.
That was great. You're right. Excellent words. Thank you, Kay and Sarah. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. The season of change. That's a good way to look at it as we light those lights. So now you've already seen up on the platform, we are welcoming to the platform Liliane Pilot as our speaker today, who has spent much of her life as a spiritual seeker. She is an artist, writer, speaker, teacher, and musician. For 10 years, Lily was part of the CSL Music Ministry in Canada, Edmonton, and earned her practitioner's license in 2012. She also is trained in the use of sound and music in healing, was a licensed practical nurse, and a bunch of other things, she says, all of which have informed her spiritual journey. She now runs a nature retreat and art gallery with her husband, Doug, and is happily nestled in the loving arms of our center. We're so grateful to have her. Welcome, Liliane Pilot.
It seems to me Spirit really wants to know about the some of the aspects of the prodigal son, as Ernest Holmes discusses it in the Science of Mind text, because Bonnie used it last week, Tina read some this morning, and I'm going to read you some more. So my talk this week is called The Whole Truth. I read this online article called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life by Anthony V. Lombardo, and he was writing about that timeless quote about Michelangelo, I saw the angel in the marble, and I carved until I set him free. Lombardo says we can view our sense of self in the same way. We, too, must reflect on and chisel away at our own angel, the hidden truth of who we are, and buried beneath the rubble of conformity, fear, and self-limiting beliefs, each of us carries an uncut diamond within. We must carve and keep carving until there's nothing left to take away. But here's the catch. We never fully stop carving, as there will always be more to uncover about ourselves and our true nature. In essence, this is the work we are called to do during our lifetime as spiritual beings having a physical experience. I know I've advocated this idea many times before. But Carl Jung said wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. Wonder which one's right. Could they both be right? In his book, I love this book. It's called Immerse by Richard Wagamese, One Ojibwe's Meditations. It's a lovely, lovely book if you haven't seen it, read it, absorbed it in some way. He wrote, my people say that life is a circle. They say we are a part of all life. And they also say that as a part of all life, we're creating our lives every instant we're here. My spiritual father taught me in this way. What I think, I create. What I create, I become. What I become, I express. What I express, I experience. What I experience, I am. And so on and so on. That's the circle, moving. My responsibility to myself and to life is to act as though I believe this until I do believe it. I think this is part of the carving model. And it reminds me of a conversation I had with a friend years ago, and he was really frustrated with himself because he felt his ego had gotten him into trouble yet again, repeat behaviors that were driving him bananas. And he said he just wanted to smash his ego right out of existence. That would be the cutting off model. And I remember feeling at the time, no. That can't be right. Our ego is necessary. It's part of us. I want to make friends with mine and walk down the beach hand in hand. Maybe we're both right. We have lots of ways to convince ourselves that we're whole. We like to understand things, to know them, and then we try to explain the things that we know to other people. And oddly, this desire to communicate our innermost thoughts is another way we kind of get ourselves in trouble. Language has many different roots, and communication depends on your cultural bias, family of origin, comprehension, all kinds of things. And words, while they give us the opportunity to share our thoughts with others, they've become kind of an inexact science. Language used to be more refined. We have a world that's joined through social media, but not necessarily through common language. And in this country alone, we actually have several generations who just don't read. And to add insult to injury, lexicographers are steadily removing words from the dictionary that they consider to be archaic or extraneous, and they're adding new ones like za. Do you know what za is? It's short for pizza. Has anyone ever called Pizza Hut and ordered a za? I'd like a double cheese za, please. It just makes my spine go, ugh. And even with common language, we often feel misunderstood. I know I many times in my life felt misunderstood, and I thought this was unique to me in some way. Perhaps it was my particular wiring that was causing this, but I've come to realize that everybody feels misunderstood a lot. We got to get over that. When I was a child, I was an inveterate reader, and correct use of language was extremely important in the home I grew up in. Even that wasn't correct. But in grammar tests at school, I could tell you which sentence was correct. I could correct a sentence, poorly constructed that was. But I couldn't give you the reasons for it. Rules and names for parts of speech were meaningless to me, past participles and subordinate clauses and whatever the heck those are. I did poorly on English language tests because I couldn't show my work, even though I knew what was right. I had developed an innate sense from all that reading, literally a novel a day for a period of many years. I had just developed this innate sense of what was correct to the degree that if something was incorrect, it literally felt uncomfortable in my body. I could feel something out of alignment. I trust my words, and this is important. This is the language in my mind as I attempt to understand and express my spiritual journey. And this sense of what feels correct has informed that journey. My sense of what is whole, perfect, and complete, of what is right, of the divine nature of life is just as encoded and embedded. I can't explain it necessarily. I mean, I can spout Holmes or Emerson or whomever, but it doesn't mean that I actually have a scholarly grasp of all that's been written on the vast topic of spirituality, yet something in me knows. And my life's journey has been learning to trust that. Wagamies, this guy, said he would copy passages by great writers in longhand, pages and pages of writing he admired because he had little schooling and he wanted to experience what it must have felt like to create something excellent. And the practice, he says, helped make him a good, strong writer. And he went on to say, these days, I do the same with spirituality. I copy what the great ones do or have done. I practice. Every day I work hard at being selfless, honest, kind, generous, patient, open, and compassionate. It's what makes me a good, strong human being. But I wonder sometimes, because I've definitely been of the practice model, I wonder if perhaps it's not that practice makes perfect, but rather practice helps us know our existing perfection. We are perfect, whole, and complete. Our God being, our innate wholeness is ever present, but we spend so much time trying to learn to be better, trying to be more spiritual, prove our worth. We create this gap between ourselves and ourselves. We widen this perceived gap between our earthly selves and God. Spiritual practice does not make us more spiritual. It helps focus the mind so we can step into a more enlivened version of ourselves, more appreciation for the world around us, for the people in our lives, but we are not more spiritual. And I think the fact is inside, we all know what's what. The problem isn't knowing. It's how to do it that kind of gets us in trouble. And I want to read some stuff this is from the Science of Mind textbook. It's a smaller book than some of you have read. So he was decoding the story of the prodigal son, and from that biblical passage, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. I can kind of identify with that. We're all in this, Holmes says, we're all in this far country, for it symbolizes the descent of the soul, or the outer rim of spiritual existence. It does not mean a place, but rather a state, of consciousness. If God is omnipresent, we cannot escape the divine presence. So this far country means a state of consciousness which has separated itself from the eternal good. That's that gap we're creating between ourselves and ourselves. The true meaning, I believe, of the far country would be a conscious separation from God, an isolated state, one in which there appears to be no remembrance of God as an actual living and ever-present reality, one where man feels himself to be separated and entirely apart from the eternal good. This far country has as real a meaning today as it had in the hills of Galilee nearly 2,000 years ago. For all of us have come from heaven, and nearly all feel the isolation of this seeming apartness from the eternal good. Indeed, the whole endeavor of mankind is to return to the Father's house. And Tina read the next passage, so I won't read it again. And what's really funny is I sent her that passage to read, and then this morning I opened up the Science of Mind text, and it opened to this page. And I went, wow, that's perfect. I'm going to use that. And then while Tina was reading, I was going, oh, I already did use that. Sometimes I trick myself. So then he goes on to say, so the prodigal son began to be in want, and he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And the symbolism there is really interesting because it depicts the state of humanity while in the far country. The citizen refers to the attempt on the part of man to find some cause outside of spirit. Man seeks to league himself with material forces alone, not realizing there can be nothing outside the unity. Most of us seek the cause in the effect and unknowingly put the cart before the horse, not realizing that the flower is already in the seed and that effects must follow causes. So now we're going to just take a little breath and go back to Wagamise. He's quite brief and gentle in his considerations. He said, watching morning break, I realize again that darkness doesn't kill the light, it defines it. And I believe that now. For years I didn't. I believed that I was my failures, mistakes, judgments, shortcomings, and wrongs, but I am not those things. I am the light that shines from my faith, my courage, my willingness to be vulnerable and to be responsible and accountable. Moments of darkness only highlight that truth these days. I'm moving beyond shame. I'm basking in the light of my own recovery and the brilliance that comes from allowing myself to be seen as I am, warts and all. And throughout the book, he shares dialogues with an elder. And so there's one little tag onto this. He says, what if we're wrong? And the old woman says, wrong about what? All the ceremony, prayer, meditation, what if at the end of it all, there's nothing? Then we will still come out better people. How? Can you think of a better way to live than in gratitude? Can you think of a better way to be than kind, loving, compassionate, respectful, courageous, truthful, forgiving? Even if we're wrong, can you think of a better way to breathe than through all of that? I couldn't. I can't. I continue. Our spiritual toolkit grows as we do. From childhood, we're given lessons, cues to be grateful, to learn to love, to grow stronger in our sense of self so we can develop that rigorous honesty and courage to move through those long, dark nights of the soul. And all these gifts highlight beauty when we're not blinded by fear, because we're either in fear or in faith. I recently had an early morning appointment in the city, and it meant that I had to leave the mountains before the sun came up. And it was one of those mornings where Mother Nature was playing, using me as a pawn in a game of time, and wonder and awe was being played against a seemingly immovable schedule. So, first of all, the most spectacular, coming down West Side Road out of the mountains, the most spectacular sunrise was happening, which not only was this incredible pink gold, I've really almost never seen anything like it. So that was rising in the east, and I'm driving down the road, and then on this side of me are the hills going down to the Tularosa Basin and the San Andres Mountains in the far distance. So all of that bright pink gold, almost actually the color of this jacket, was then reflecting on the soft, sort of almost diluted clouds above the basin. It was like fire and water. It was just absolutely spectacular. So I had to stop and take photos because it was spectacular. And then I kept going down the mountain, and every corner was like a new shade of light on the trees or the landscape, or just the way it hit that angle of the mountains. And I thought for sure I had used up all the time that I'd built in to stop in town and get gas and go to the bank. But I actually reached town in good time, ran my errands, and I was still in awe of this changing light on the hills around me. So as I headed out of the city, I kept my eye on this cloud formation just coming over the mountain range that I live in. I was like, ooh, weather. But then the sun burned 3 holes through the clouds and sent these 3 spotlights down in different places and just illuminated out of the sort of now gray air these incredible flashes of landscape. And I'm just like, wow, could this get any better? But I can't stop. I gotta go. And then just as I got out on the highway, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get going. I'm gonna be late, and I really don't want to be late. The sun blessed me with just one more light show, and I couldn't pass that one up. So I stopped again. And I kept checking the clock, and I was astonished that I actually still had time to get where I was going. It was like time had slowed its relentless construct to allow the impossible, to allow me to just be fully present to these moments of wonder that were unfolding along my path, but still allowing me to achieve the things that were written on my calendar. It was like I was invited to tap into this sensory buffet offered by the beautiful morning, and I had accepted the invitation. And in that moment, I experienced that magical sense of oneness that abides within us all. This did not make me more spiritual. I was just present, and that enlivened my innate sense of connection with all of life. So right now, just for a moment, I want us to sit together and consciously send our feelers out into the room. Move beyond the cage created by the intellect and feel the people in this room. Allow the way the light comes through those skylights and filters through this stained glass here to light up all the corresponding cells in your body, because this too is one of our gifts. This is a real mechanism to interpret light and literally experience it in form. Light being is a feeling. We've all had these moments. They're a bit ephemeral, but they are the moments in which we feel whole. So why can't we do it all the time? I found that really annoying, personally. Why aren't we living in this state of euphoric oneness? We know about it. And then maybe there's a few constructs in this matrix we live in that interfere with the feeling. And there's lots of talk about how and why, and I'm not going to go into that. But the state of the union is this. How are we supposed to feel whole when we're taught from birth that we are separate? This is a big hole in our sense of wholeness. It's the big lie. I actually believe that in the womb, the fetus is just floating in liquid heaven, and all it knows is oneness. And then it's forced out of the little tube into a bright, chilly, noisy place, and as if that isn't abrupt enough, someone then cuts off its nutrition supply, cuts off the very thing that allowed it to feel connected and nourished. And from that moment on, the world around that precious little baby is full of messages about separation. There's contradicting belief systems embedded in media, politics, schools. Language itself is divisive. Our global culture teaches mine and yours. We work hard for what we have, and we're loath to give it up. We begin to bond with possessions, with the material world, and all of these things contribute to a deeply rooted feeling that we're separate, that we're on our own. But we are not. That is not the whole truth. A few months ago, 4 friends flew from Canada to spend a week with me at the Dome's Nature Retreat, and they'd never met each other. I'd been friends with these women most of my life, since high school, and none of them had ever met each other. And then wouldn't you know, they hooked up before the trip down. They met at the airport, or the night before they were flying, and they were all firm friends by the time they arrived. Their immediate love for each other and their love and support for me made this incredible, potent, heart-opening, joy-filled week. And it was a shot in the arm we all needed. And I think we all felt more whole. It's powerful when people who love each other gather together. Wholeness is a fundamental truth, but it's also a feeling that we experience when we're in alignment with that truth. We need to share our wholeness, not our angst and fears and our stuff. And of course, we all have hard times and need to offload some of that. But if we're constantly telling our stories of woe over and over, we're just making those stories last longer. When we contribute that fear-based energy field to the pool of collective consciousness, we add to the sticky nature of low vibrational thought. And I know I've been guilty of this myself many times, but I can't in all conscience do it anymore. So let us commit together, can we? Let us commit together to give the highest version of ourselves to the folks in our inner circle, to our peripheral circle, and to the world around us. Because there is no separation. Spirituality is an inside job, and that's the whole truth. And I'd like to ask all of our wonderful practitioners to surround the room. I thought you guys liked Teresa. Teresa is such a strong and powerful being. She can handle that entire end of the room by herself. Here comes Doug, here comes Doug. All right. I just ask us to breathe together. Breathe together in this moment. Breathe deeply. And in that breath, know that we are breathing the one breath. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And in that one holy breath, we express ourselves as individuated beings, and yet we know the truth of being is that we are whole, we are one. We are the very essence of all that is, all that was, and all that will be. What a great gift to have the opportunity to come together, to know this, to share this, and to find the tools and the language, the words that are needed to express this first to ourselves and then to the world around us. What a wonderful gift. And so very grateful for it all. And as I declare this, I know that it's just words declaring it to be so because it's already being so. And so it is. By way of a short introduction, it's me talking. I was in a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and they had some music playing quietly in the background, and I just heard, in a world full of war, be a light, or whatever the line is. And I thought, oh, I love that song. What's it called? What's it called? And the staff wasn't around. Nobody could tell me. I couldn't remember enough of it to even ask properly. And less than a week later, Sarah sent a message and said, hey, you're speaking on the 10th, and I'd like to do this song, Be a Light. Would you like to do it? And I was like, sure, probably sounds good. And then I played it and went, oh my God, that's the song. Here you go.
Okay.
In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. There ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. La 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 la. In a place that needs change, make a difference. In a time full of noise, just listen. 'Cause life is but a breeze, better live in a place that needs change, make a difference. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Oh, don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. In a race you can't win, slow it down. Yeah, you only get one go around. 'Cause the finish line is 6 feet underground. In a race you can't win, just slow it down. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Oh, don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. Yeah, it's hard to live in color when you just see black and white. In a world full of hate, be a light.
What a beautiful morning. And I was thinking as I'm listening to you, each one of you individually sounds absolutely beautiful and as whole, but altogether, isn't the wholeness of the harmony amazing? Yeah, I just think it sounds so nice to have all these voices. And when you sing along, yours as well. anyone who joins us in harmony. So we're all part of that. We're singing in harmony together. I just think it sounds so beautiful. Thank you for your words. Thank you, Liliane. Let's thank her again for sharing with us the whole truth. Now we know it, and we can just live it. How easy is that? So now is the opportunity that we have to consider giving back to this center, this place that allows us to come together in this way and to do all the amazing things that take place. There are sheets for December. You might want to pick one up and see what all's going on and have the correct times and dates to take home with you. And this month, 10% of all that comes through the center is being split between two places. We have the Moose Lodge across the street. We're thanking them for letting us park there on Sunday mornings and expanding our parking space, and also for the work that they do. They have charities that support Moose Heart Child City and School and Moose Haven Senior Living Community through many services and initiatives that enhance the lives of those they care for. And then the second place is Las Cruces Rio Grande Rotary Foundation's Dress the Child program. And this is to provide clothing and shoes for children in need in Doñana County. And it's a way that they can actually go choose their clothes. Often they don't have the opportunity to shop for themselves or to pick what they want to wear. And so this is set up in a way that they get to do that. So we're supporting both of those, splitting our tithe of 10% that comes into the center. And since this is that end of the year time that you can give and write it off of your taxes, there's that much more we can give both of these places if you choose to give during this month as well. There are plates at either door that you can drop your offering for this month or this weekend, and I just thank you. Thank you so much. Let's sing, or first say our blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. And that's the whole truth, too. Let's sing our song together. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. So blessed.
Thank you. We are so blessed. And before I wrap us up and we sing our closing song, it has been suggested, since all of our practitioners are present, please don't take off. Come to the front and we'll get a new picture of all of us together to put on our website. So anybody can come forward and take a picture for us. That would be gratefully received. Thank you. So let's stand as you are able or interested, and we will sing our closing song.
We're going to sing Go Out and Shine, because this
Yes,
is the,
go out
we're
and
talking
shine.
about light today.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk and join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. You gotta go out and shine your light. You know that the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on and go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine.
And if you need prayer, sit tight. They'll be ready to pray with you right after we get a picture. Thank you. Have a great week.
Thank you. That was just, thank you.
Thank you all so much.